morning, and here we are again. I find myself having to come on and do another video again for the series that I've been doing, but this one is about the fitness and the health and the benefits and the nutrition. I try and explain some of the videos that I put up on the group sites. If you haven't got membership to the group sites and you won't have seen some of the videos, but these videos are basically from experts out there and from nutritionists and people giving you the view on what are the benefits of certain exercises and the nutritional value of certain foods and why we need to take certain foods. I've already spoke about this earlier on within the series when we talked about cancer, we spoke about blood sugar, we talked about high blood pressure, and these are particularly problematic to certain people when you get to a certain age, as I am. We start looking at these things: blood pressure, our kidney function, our liver function, our heart. So these exercises help to uplift ourselves and often give us benefits within the realm that we're doing it. So if we're going to the gym and we're not looking to build bulky muscle, then just healthy 1 day a week, 2 day a week exercise will help you. If we look at people who are bodybuilders, this is not the thing that most of the older people will be looking to do. As myself, I'm not looking to do bodybuilding to go into competitions. So there's things like steroids and supplements that people take that I don't fully come on here and explain why I don't take those things. Well, with steroids, we already know that there's problems with people who take steroids. The reasons I wouldn't take steroids is because, as I said, I'm not into the bodybuilding world. I'm trying to build muscle, but I'm also trying to build strength, and I'm also trying to stay healthy. And because of my age, there's less chance of you seeing over 50-year-old bodybuilder out there. Things that I will point out the reasons why I wouldn't, and other people then have their own choices. So there are good and bad sides to everything. When you're training and you're doing bodybuilding, this is quite an excessive way of training. You're going to look at the muscle, you're going to look at singular muscles, you're going to look at groups of muscles, you're going to try and build symmetric size as well. So a lot of people don't fully understand this as well, because on your right side and your left side you have different size muscles, and you might not notice it. You're going to see the definition. You don't notice it as much unless you do bodybuilding. This is when it comes into more effect. It looks more prominent when you're doing bodybuilding, because your left side, if you're right-handed, is going to be smaller than your right side, and this is just fact. So when you do bodybuilding, you need to work on symmetry. This then it becomes a problem, because then you have to work harder on your left side as you do on your right side. You have to do the same amount of exercises on your left side as you do on your right side. And some people say, I already do this, so I haven't got this problem. I'm sorry, mate, but you do. And this is just the hard facts of it. Bodybuilders look at symmetry. The judges look at symmetry. And the better your symmetry is, the more chances have of reaching the podium stages. Ask any bodybuilder, any real bodybuilder, they will tell you this. And the point of what I'm trying to make is that a lot of bodybuilders then become very obsessed with their build, their physique, and this can lead them to them then taking things like steroids, which we have anabolic steroids, and we've known about steroids from at least 50 years. From the Olympics to active sport, people have been using steroids, and this is classed as a cheat, an enhancement drug, and it's banned in many different areas of sport. So this is another reason why I don't take steroids. And there are other reasons as well. It raises your estrogen level above your testosterone level, and you know, this is something that bodybuilders are aware of, that they want to raise testosterone. So if you're raising your estrogen, you're then having to then combat this by putting more testosterone in it. And the balance is very difficult to find. And some people then end up getting into serious problems from this. And there's an alternative out there. And I've known about this alternative for at least 20 years. And I studied it years ago, about 20 years ago. I looked into this thing that they was putting out onto the market. It was a natural remedy to the use of anabolic steroids. It's a thing called creatine, and I don't want you to mistake this for being a cretin. I want you to understand creatine is just a product on the market that is natural. It's as natural as you can get. within that world, because you're taking a powdered substance. And I will give you my reasoning to why I brought up creatine, because creatine, again, it gives you the effect of greater muscle mass. It gives you a greater of your gym experience. So you're in the gym, you take creatine during the day, whether during your training, just before or after, that's up to you. And you may feel a difference, you may even notice a difference. So people then start using creatine more often, and it's now regularly used by bodybuilders, weightlifters, weight trainers. I don't use it, and then that's going to come as a surprise. I've never used creatine in my entire life. And again, I'm going to explain why I don't use creatine, because when I did the study on creatine, I looked at it, and it's a powder. And you'll find that most powdered supplements have a sort of, they have a good effect, but they also have a bad effect, that a lot of the resin is left in your body, especially in your liver and in your kidneys, because you have to flush out your liver and your kidneys regularly for them to be functioning in optimum power. With creatine now, it is a system that the body already has. So when you take creatine into your body, it's then being activated, and it's an energy system, you might call it that. You can call it an energy system that works within your body naturally. We already have that. Your kidney also works with creatine, not the powdered source, but with its natural form of creatine that the body creates. This is another thing that you'd have to look into yourself and explain it. And there's videos on this as well that I looked at this week, and I may have put them up. But anyway, having this creatine in your body added, this is then unbalancing your natural balance of your body, your hormones, your pH balance. And I also looked at where does creatine come from, and the study said that most creatine is derived from cells of dead animals. And this again so perplexed me, because it's a dead animal, we're taking the supplement out of it and we're using it in our human body, in a human body form. So I don't think they'd fully understood it at that time. We now understand it a little bit more, and we can see the results. So some people are using it, and creatine just really is going to just give you a water content in your body. So the muscle, once you stop taking creatine, once you stop training, the muscle's going to go away, because it's just water. It's helping water molecules in your body. And that's my sort of simple experience. So I'm not saying not to use it, and I'm not saying to use it. The jury's out on that one. We also, in this program, we're going to look at some of the issues that people over 50 will have, and people even over 40, and people even over 30. So this can happen at any stage in your life, depending on your diet. And the Western diet is particularly laced with a lot of problems. It's giving us problems as Westerners. We're getting a lot of what we call fatty liver disease and kidney problems, high blood pressure, hypertension. These are part of what they're classing now as metabolic diseases. And the Apex training, we kind of have been looking at this from the very onset. We were being one of the first to sort of putting this together as mainstream routine that you can use. It's from different training that I think is good, and I'm putting them all together, and this then makes a very understandable and easily to connect with way of training. The Apex gives you nutrition, it gives you the full story of how bodybuilding is, especially at an older age, not when you're at 20 and at 15 when you're young, and your body is all over the place. Doesn't matter really what you do to your body, usually your body can bounce back from it. When you get to 50 and that, you have to then look at how you train and how you eat, how you recover, how you rest, how often you train. And these are very important things. So I keep on reinforcing the fact that people need to know these things. And as I said, with the fatty liver and the kidney problems, people need to go to their doctors, see dietitians, professional dietitians, and get the full rundown, the full 100 of how this is affecting them. Not just take on board what they think they like, and especially if you're already on medication already, seek medical advice from your doctor. This is something that I'll always say. I'm not just going to say to people, come along, this is what you should do, because there are a lot of issues that you will find if you don't fully understanding nutrition, especially with people with kidney disease. There are a lot of fruits and vegetables that have a lot of potassium in them, and this then becomes a problem for people with bad kidneys. People with liver disease, again, they have to then look at the foods that have got higher fat content, higher sugar content, especially are being sort of processed sugars that are not good for the body in certain aspects of training. We have to look at these things, and the only way to look at them is to actually look at your own individual choice and your own individual health. We have a thing called glycemic index. This is your sugar content that a lot of us are not fully aware of. I told you about the resting heart rate. I also told you about hormonal balance in other programs, and these are things that you need to fully understand if you're going to change your diet. If you're going to go on a diet that's suddenly going to have a sudden weight loss, this can be a problem for your liver. This can be a problem for you in general. Even though, yeah, you might look good, you might be impressive to some people, the hard facts are that you may be causing internal damage to yourself. And I'm not trying to put people off from dieting. I'm not trying to put people off from losing weight. I'm hoping that people watch these things and also do more research, do a wider search. Don't just look on Google. Google is good, but it is not the guru of information. Google has certain information. Go and speak to experts. Don't just go onto the internet. Go and research, use books, factual books, things that have been checked by universities, clinicians. All these sort of people are out there and they will help you. Alcohol, it should be something that we should be taking in moderation. I already told you about the benefits of alcohol and of having a balanced diet. So alcohol can fit into this. It's always been about for thousands of years. We've had alcohol in our diet. But we know through the overusage of alcohol what it can cause. It can cause damage to your liver. It can cause damage to your heart. So not only are we looking at how we can do our training, we also want to look at how we can then get the most out of the nutrition. And this is called the holistic way of looking at things. And this is going to take us a little bit of time to fully understand how we can reach this level. We have to look at the foods. We have to look at the foods that are out there. I spoke about this the other week, and because of economics, people are not often able to go and find organic food, and this can be a problem because the organic food has less of the pesticides, less of the herbicides in it. It's got less of these things in it that are supposedly there to help us get more of these vegetables, more of these fruits. Farming industry has become a marketplace, so we go to the market and we are then consuming some of the packaging that's on the food. It's leaching, it's going into the food, the plastic, the estrogen, the LDAs. All these things are not good for us. They're not of benefit to us, but we have to find a way as best as we can to alleviate this problem. And I'm one of the people who are trying my best to get this information out to the mainstream. I know there's other people who want to get things out to the mainstream. Let's work together. Let's find a solution. Let's get more people coming to these sort of platforms that are truthful, honest, and making headway. We're making headway here. I can guarantee you that there's no sleeping on our laurels here. We're not just standing on our convictions. We are actually making things happen. We are making things count. And I hope that you yourself are doing the best. You're doing them, especially for your children, especially for the next generation. If you want to ignore the advice that's been given to you by people out there like myself and other nutritionists, then that's up to you. If you want to skip your workout routines or you want to do too much, that's also up to you. That's nothing to do with me. I can only give you advice. If you want to look away, then you do it the proper way. There's many ways to train. There's the right way, there's the wrong way, and there's their way, and there's your way. Some people don't understand this. Doing it the wrong way can be fun. It can be a laugh. Doing it somebody else's way, again, it might be you might be boosting their ego because they can tell you, oh yeah, do it like this, and yeah, oh, I don't know why you're not getting the results, but look at me, look at my arms, look at. I could do the exact same. I could come on here and say, look at the results I'm getting, why is it not working for you all? And you would then whatever, you become very marginal. You probably not even look at my feeds anymore, and no skin off my nose, because for every one that falls off the wayside as marketing goes, another one's going to come and follow. And that is the way I could look at things, but I choose not to look at things that way. I'm not here just to do a marketing ploy. I'm here to actually get benefits, to see results. I'm seeing results on myself, and I'm seeing people out there who are coming up to me and they're talking about things. Young men are coming up to me and asking me about things that I can only be honest about, especially to do with steroids. They're asking me, how can they get steroids? And I'm saying, I don't know how you're going to get steroids, mate. I really don't know. I don't take steroids myself. They're available out there if that's what you want. And I'm not even saying whether they're illegal or illegal. That's up to you, whether you want to decide whether the thing you're buying it, or you're buying it from a person who, is going to be quite shady. He's not going to be going to offer you any guarantees. He's not going to offer you any waiver. Well, he's going to offer you a waiver, which is in writing, and not even in writing. It's just going to be there that anything happens to you, it's on a risk. He's probably even going to give you some instructions, basic instructions, how to take it, and depending on how well you know this person. But I would generally think that most people who do that sort of thing won't give you much insight. They were just going to basically give you the steroids, give you a little bit of information of what they probably know themselves, and then the rest is up to you. So then you're taking this at your own risk. And with anything that you're taking into your body intravenously, it can be addictive. It can lead to problems. So I'm just, again, making people mindful. These are young men who want to get speedy results. I wouldn't take steroids. And I'm not saying you shouldn't. That's up to you. You're younger, you may be able to recover. I don't think I would recover. There's also the chance that I could have a heart attack if I take steroids, if I'm taking things that are speeding up my heart rate, that are speeding up metabolic system, speeding it up too much. Speed does this. This is why it's called speed. You take speed, your heart rate goes up. Next thing, you can probably train for longer. This is what amphetamines does to you. And this amphetamines is not illegal. It's similar to caffeine. People who do training often take caffeine before they go into the gym. This is another good way of improving your training. As long as you get nutrients into your body's going to take this as, oh, this is natural, this is all right. This can become affected by caffeine. Of course you can be affected by a lot of things. So again, nutrition tells me that we need to have a balance, and throughout the programming that I'm doing, this is one of the most important things, is balance. So sleep, rest, nutrition, exercise, repetition, weights, gain, amino acids, vitamins, nutrients, all of these things are important, and they need to be balanced out. You need to balance these things out. Your training for your legs is going to be different for your training for your arms. So it's going to be the same with your food. You're going to have different types of food that you're going to eat during different times, and it becomes more complex the older you get, or the more diseases you've got. It becomes more complex because you need to know what is already in the medicine that you're taking. Like grapefruit, a lot of people come to me and talk to me about grapefruit, and I tell them the benefits of grapefruit, especially for those with high blood pressure. But I'm not going to say to that person, stop taking your blood pressure pills. But I would say that grapefruit is an alternative as well as, but speak to your doctor. Pomegranates, another good one. Apples, another good one. Blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, strawberries are very good for your body. Good in the respect that when you take these things and you take them regularly, your body will then cleanse itself. Sweet corn, apples, these are things that help to cleanse your body. Bell peppers, onions, garlic, these are things that we need to have in our diet. Olive oil. We need to fight cholesterol. it's another thing that's we need to know about. So again, keep watching.